Are you searching for purpose of life? Discover your true identity. Stay tuned to Shalom World.
Hello and welcome to a time of excitement and inspiration. I am Manoj Sunny, and together with Shalom World, we'll take you through the journeys of a group of ordinary people in the Jesus Youth Movement who dare to follow an extraordinary call as a part of the Full-Time Volunteer Project. A project that has been instilling the missionary lifestyle in young people for the last 28 years. A project that has put 28 batches of young people, around 2,000 so far, through a 30-day intensive training and placing them in mission centers around the world for a whole year. And that's exactly why they are called God's crazy people. Today we have a young person joining us all the way from Uganda. Born to Musiga, Benedict and Kajumba Rose, she is blessed with 7 siblings. She is completing a bachelor's degree in education now. And she decided to attend the full-timers training we had in Gaba, Uganda in 2015 and took a 2-year commitment there. She is a part of the Jesus Youth National Team and also serves as the General Coordinator for the TIM Jubilee now. Let's welcome Karungi Bridget from Fort Portal, Uganda. A hearty welcome, Bridget.
Thank you, Manoj, for this opportunity. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be with you here.
How did you start your journey with the Lord? Or when was your moment of encounter with Jesus?
I happen to be in a family which is Catholic. My dad and mom are so much Catholic. And this helped me to nurture myself into the Catholic Church. So I was quite active in the Catholic Church, like in serving at the altar, preparing the church. So with this encounter, I was so much in love with the church things. So, and when I joined my secondary, there's a lot of peer pressure, a lot of peer groups. It wasn't easy to be there with that group. So in my senior 4, that's when we used to have mass at the school. So there's one priest who came and in his homily was talking about people who do witchcraft. These people who do night dancing, at night people are sleeping, they come at your doors, they do certain things. I was quite touched with that story in the Bible because I had never heard of the book called Habakkuk. In the Bible, I was so surprised that very day. I was hey, so many stories are in the Bible, so many things are in the Bible and I don't know. So with that very statement and with that homily, I was so much touched. Then I was I should know more about the Bible. At least I should befriend the Bible and know stories, more beautiful stories that I can even share with the others. So with that I continued with journeying with Christ in church. And in my senior 6, that's when I got an opportunity to meet the Jesus Youth family that had come to Uganda to do mission.
When you finished your A level, instead of joining for the university, you decided to first commit yourself for 1 year and then you added another year to serve full time. 2 years set apart fully for Jesus. So beautiful. What motivated you to do it?
After the Jesus Youth Mission family came to my school and introduced Jesus Youth, the 6 pillars were so touching. When after introducing the 6 pillars to the congregation at school with the students, everyone was shocked. I was can this happen? Is this real? Can we live in this world of these 6 pillars? Then later on, I took a moment of myself, just sat down and said, can I do this? Can I really also take up this opportunity? So with that, I had so much urge in myself, said, if these people can do it all the way from India, Why not me here in Uganda? I can also do this. This was a great opportunity, a great stage for me to say, yes, I can also do it. I can also be part of the 6 pillars. I can also do something, or I can also motivate other youth to also live this lifestyle that we all, as in the Catholic Church, we are urged to live in that same lifestyle.
Bridget, what is so special about the 6 pillars? That is prayer, word of God, sacraments, fellowship, evangelization, and option for the poor. I've heard this from several young people in Uganda. They were so attracted to the movement mainly because of the 6 pillars, our life founded in the 6 pillars. What is the main attraction for 6 pillars?
During our catechism classes, it's kind of telling you the Bible is talking about this. You're supposed to live by the 10 commandments. If you do this, it is bad. If you do this, it is wrong. And after that, things go silent. After the catechism classes, you go silent and nothing happens. When you get confirmed, you forget about everything. You go into your own world. But the 6 pillars come in that it is a daily activity. It is part of your life. You wake up in the morning, you say, this is what I'm supposed to do, and this is part of my life. As you wake up in the morning and say, I have to take a cup of coffee, these are the 6 pillars that really help, and they're really the ones that keep you going.
You worked 2 years full-time there in Uganda itself. What is the nature of mission there?
The nature of mission here in Uganda is not so much different from other missions in other countries. But the only thing to understand is the people you're working with and the culture. If you mistake these two things, you're likely not to do anything in the mission place. During my mission, I would do so many things. We'd visit the sick. Mostly when we reached the mission place, it was quite different because we didn't know the language, the culture was totally different. So the first thing was, what are their cultural values? What do they expect from us? So with this, I was helped with the priests and even the youngsters was at the parish that would even visit the homes nearby without even knowing the language. Most times there was a hospital nearby. Every Wednesday would go to clean the hospital despite of not having gloves, the garbage and everything, but at least we managed to go there, clean the hospital. People were surprised to see me doing that because we have cleaners, they can do that, is their job. But it was quite different. People were taking it in a different view because it was their first time to see people doing that. And visiting the sick, there are so many elderly people around the village who would even never see any person going to see them. They were isolated, their families, most of their family members were dead. So they lived in a depression where no one would even go to see them. When I managed to go and see one person, he was so happy and he could not even express his joy. He just started crying. And with that expression, you really feel this is the best I have to do. This is real. And of course, we'd go to communities, talk to people, be there with them, dance. Each activity they are doing, you be there for them and you show your love for them at your best.
Thank you very much, Bridget, for that inspiring sharing. Could you please share some memorable experiences you had during those 2 years' time?
I remember in one parish, priest gave us a task to go and see the drug addicts who wanted to come back to church, but the community was not accepting them because of what they were doing. So they decided to put up their church under a tree. And it was a task that every Sunday we had to go there and visit them. We had to give them a word of God, have mass, celebrate at least on Sunday. They should see someone being there to preach for them, to give them a word of God, a word of encouragement to them. It was not easy to deal with them. And then one thing, there was also one time when we had no program that just at the parish, said that instead of being at the parish, there are so many communities around. We could go and check on them, have a chat with them, and then come back. I decided to take a walk with my friend. We go to those communities, despite not knowing the language. So each home we'd go to would greet them, and then some fish sharing. But I tell you, in just from around 2 to around 5, we visited 100 families. And every family wanted to gather around. We sang songs, we played with them. It was very nice. I really can't forget such a moment, and it is still in my heart till then.
Bridget, before we continue with our sharings, I have a surprise for you. Joining us now, Brother Brian Javyambe, a seminarian from Nebi Catholic Diocese who is doing his pastoral spiritual year now. He's an active member of the Jesus Youth Movement in Nebi Diocese. Brother Brian.
Love, commitment, and determination are actually three special things that keep one going even amidst the hardest challenges in life. In fact, everything works for good for those who love Christ, as it is in Romans 8:28. This I discovered when I met a special friend called Karungi Bridget in the year 2015. She was able to inspire me because already I discovered she was sent as a full-timer for the Jesus Youth. And given the fact of that movement, she initiated me into the movement by first of all teaching me the hymns. Great and mighty is the Lord our God. Great and mighty is He. Great and mighty is the Lord our God. Great and mighty is He. Lift up the banner, let the anthem rise to Christ our King. Great and mighty is the Lord our God. Great and mighty is He. And every now and then she would always tell me, I'll fight the fight, I'll run the race, I'll press on towards the goal. These are some of the beautiful hymns that she taught me and helped me to refocus on my personal goal. Karungi Bridget showed a lot of potential in loving the people of God. I tell you, there was a moment when we went to the communities for a home-to-home visitation in the name of the Jesus Youth, and we landed on a family where there were two paralyzed women. I tell you, the love that Bridget showed for these women has left an indelible mark on that family until now. Most times when I go to that family, they're asking me, where is Karungi Bridget? And I tell them, Karungi Bridget is still in the ministry of the Jesus Youth, serving the people of God diligently. So dear Bridget Karungi, do you think Jesus is your best friend? How much do you love Christ and why? Look at the moments of challenges in life that you faced. Encounters with the head robber, encounters with the parish priest. Did they give you inspirations to continue or you got discouraged instead?
Bridget, a good question to continue. I think he asked several questions, including the question Jesus asked Peter. Your response.
I can say he is my best friend. It is very hard to get someone who cares for you, who is always there for you despite of your iniquities, despite of the disappointment you always make to that person, that is always there. Christ has been there for me even the difficult times where I've even disowned him and say he is not there. And so many times that I've even crucified him again and again for the so many sins that I do. He's always there with me. He is my best friend, and he still and will always be.
How does this full-timership experience help you in living your life today?
My parents were so much against full-timership. By God's grace, in the end, they accepted. Because I went into full-timership, my parents got married in church, which I never even expected that time. I was so happy when my parents got married in church because each time we would go at church, they would not receive Holy Communion, and this person was always in church. I felt so bad, but full-timership helped me. I prayed so much for my parents that they even got married in church. I got so many blessings in my family, so many blessings to my life, and even to my neighbors, to my friends. And even to add on that, I myself I got to discover myself in so many ways. I got to know myself more and better than it even keeps me going now.
When you look back, what are some of the fruits of the movement in Uganda? How does this Jesus Youth Mission contributed to the mission of the church in Uganda?
What can I say about Jesus Youth? It is a gift to the Catholic Church, a gift that the Catholic Church will always treasure. These programs are made in such a way that they inspire someone to take up certain things that they would not even take in life. In this, they have also given child support. There are people who are not even taking their children to school. They're not even able to get something to eat. But through the Jesus Youth Movement, these people are happy and they still continue to be happy in their own homes and in their home with the people they are living with. Then another thing, vocation. So many youngsters we've been yearning or been failing to know which vocation is mine. Where am I falling? But through Jesus Youth, through the animators that Jesus Youth give us, we've been able to know the different vocations that we are supposed to be in. Jesus Youth has given a platform for doing evangelization in different ways. And one of it is Fulltimership program. It has given a platform for the youth to take up risks to go into communities to spread the word of God.
Thank you, Bridget. My final question. What is the message you have for the youth today?
We have a proverb in a local language that says, if you want to straighten up a tree, it has to be done when it is still young, or else when it grows up, it will be hard and it will break at a certain point. It is time for us, the youth, to do our part when we are still young and so energetic, because the church needs us today, because tomorrow when the old people are not there, the church will not be there. It is also high time to take up a risk. It is very hard to say I'm going to do certain thing which I've never done. But if we try to take up a risk and trust in God, I'm assuring you it is definitely going to happen. Taking up a risk is difficult, but going through it with Christ is one of the most things that you can experience and one of the easiest things that you can ever do. But trusting in the Lord and taking up a risk and moving out from the comfortable zone that we are in and for the things that are holding us back from Christ will be one thing. For us, the youth, to build up a church that is strong, a church that will ever last.
It is true that the church needs young people like you who are deeply convinced that they are the young face of the church. Bridget, it was a pleasure having you with us today. May the Lord protect you and guide you, and may you continue to be a blessing. I wish you and all our friends in Uganda the graces of this Jubilee. Thank you.
I'm so humbled for this great opportunity that you've given me, Mr. Manoj. I continue to take this as a treasure to me and for everyone who is watching to be a transformation to that person and also do something better for Christ. Thank you for this opportunity and thank you so much.
Today we have a very special guest joining us now. One of the senior leaders of the movement, Thomas Michael from Kerala. He became part of the movement in 1985. After a career in banking industry for 20 years, he became a full-time missioner in 2014. He lives in Trivandrum, Kerala with his wife, Sinu, and 3 children. Presently, he serves as a member of the International Formation Team. Thomas.
One of the main fruit of this Fulltimership project is what happens in their life during this 1 year. At the end of the 30 days of training, when they come to know about the mission places, you can feel the anxiety and the apprehension in their faces. A new culture, a new language, will I be able to be fruitful for the Lord? All these questions naturally goes on to their mind. Yet as they embark on this journey, as they throw themselves into the grace of God and try to be fruitful in the place where God has planted them, they come to realize the sufficiency of God's grace. When, like the Galilean boy of whom we read in the scriptures, they offer their 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes. Many a time, even in ways beyond their comprehension and imagination. That, I believe, is one of the beautiful things that is happening in their life. God is giving them an opportunity to be truly magnanimous, to realize the potential God has given them to be the salt of the earth and the light of the world. That is the main blessing of Fulltimers Project. I believe the other huge blessing of this Fulltimers Project is the impact their presence make in the places where they go for mission. Not only in the hierarchical circle, but even among youngsters. When they approach them with love, with simplicity, sharing the love that they have for God in their heart and for each one of them, and when they witness to them, when they reach out to them in their weaknesses and their sorrows, I personally believe that they're destroying the myth that being a missionary is something that everybody cannot do. You always have a tendency to emulate people who touched you, who challenged you. I believe these full-timers, through their life, their mission, their simplicity, is awakening a question in the life of these youngsters whom they meet. If these people can be a full-timer, can be a missionary, why cannot I also? I think this challenge of embracing, awakening young people to ask the question, to think about the possibility of being a missionary, that I think is a huge plus of the Fulltimers Project.
Thank you, Thomas. As you said, these young people are awakening a question in many young hearts around them with the simplicity and love for the Lord, witnessing in their weakness and sorrows. If they can be missionaries, why not me? Pope Francis says the youth challenges not just the youth, but everyone. He said, young people speak to us and challenge us, and they make us realize the lights and shadows of our community, and with their enthusiasm, they encourage us to give responses in keeping with our times. So if any one of you listening to me now is inspired to answer a similar call and desires to give an authentic witness to his life with all your vulnerabilities and challenges, please do get in touch with us. So that's it for today, friends. Let's keep each other in prayer and stay crazy for God until we meet again next week for the same program on Shalom World. For more exciting contents, watch shalomworld.org and download the free apps of Shalom World on your iOS and Android devices. Thank you.
Someone who's used media a lot in evangelization, so I believe in the importance of Catholic radio, Catholic TV, Catholics using the new media. Can I encourage everyone to watch Shalom TV? I think it's a great vehicle of evangelization. And God bless all of you.